My first top 5 list, and then we're going to start with my top 5 most favorite Wolverine comics from my collection, plus 2 honorable mentions, as well as a book I don't think you've ever even heard of before. Stay tuned. What's up, fam? And welcome to Wolverine Comic Shop's first ever top 5 list. I hope everyone out there is having a good day. I got a top 5 for you, and I was kind of deciding, like, well, should it be a top 5, like, best Wolverine comics from my collection, top 5 favorite Wolverine comics from my collection, top 5 most valuable, Wolverine comics from my collection. So, with that, this top 5 is actually a mixture of all those. It is the most favorite books of my Wolverine collection. They are the most expensive books of the Wolverine collection. And I got 2 honorable mentions for you. So that should be pretty cool as well. 2 books that are pretty wild, possibly one of a kinds. Before we jump in, like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Go ahead and follow us on eBay, Shortbox, Instagram, TikTok, and whatnot. And with that, we're just going to jump right into this. So the very first book I have for you is a Wolverine 102.5. And we're going to go in order from 5 to 1 of what I think really are my favorite. These are my favorite Wolverine comic books, and these are also the most expensive. So this is a Wolverine special. This is a Wizard Wolverine mail-away special, okay? You had to have a Wizard magazine, or you had to have the mail-away insert. You mailed away for this, and bang, they sent you this comic book, okay? And so it's not a significant key. There are no real first appearances. However, this book is so scarce that the census is very low for it. I believe there was a 9.8 that sold for a couple $1,000s because of the census. It is a book that you cannot necessarily find. I should do a did you know on it. So there it is, 9.2 white pages. So I've loved this book. I've had this book for a very, very, very long time. Obviously difficult. You can see the puncture wounds there. What is this book from? What year? This is 1996. A lot of things going on in 1996 for me. All right, so the next book up, really super cool book. Okay, your man, my man, Barry Windsor Smith, coming through with the Marvel Comics presents Wolverine number 72, also known as Weapon X, with the dope-ass wraparound cover. So this is signed by Chris Claremont. I do have another one that is not signed by Chris Claremont, just sort of like a thing. So I'm going to read off the front, though, starting with artists and writers. Barry Windsor Smith, cover and art. Jay Plunkett, blah, blah, blah. Turner and Saltines art, wraparound cover, origin of Wolverine, Weapon X, Shanna Daredevil, and Red Wolf stories, Jackson Guidance cover. Man, this is just, I hope one day they do a series, a double R-rated Weapon X origin series. 6 episodes, that's all we need. Just go into it, give us it all. All right, the third book in the bunch. We have a Wolverine number 1. Recently just unboxed this in a CCS pressing, we'll call it win. Yeah, a CCS pressing win. So we got Wolverine number 1. This is November 1988. First Wolverine and patch. Flat cover, pin up in the back. You know it. Chris Claremont. Signed down at the bottom. And we're moving on. All right, we're moving on. Let's keep this train going. Next book up, you can imagine. Here we go. So I always loved this book before this book. Okay, this is the first appearance of Patch. I get it. It's a minor key in the Wolverine world, but this was always my book. This book came out before this book. This book also does happen to be a newsstand, and I just found it always interesting that Marvel Comics Marvel Comics could have chosen any other character to put on their front cover, okay, 1988. So the book came out before that one, 2 months before. Could have picked anybody else, and they picked Wolverine, okay? And on the back, you got Man-Thing, Silver Surfer, and, I'm having a brain fart. Kung Fu. At the end of the day, their stories are in here as well. I mean, I always love this better. A lot of people hate this book. No one likes this book. I love this book. I think one day this book will see its due. I love it. I love it. It's out of the bunch. It's probably the one. Well, maybe now that it's a newsstand, it might be. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Getting into the very last one. Here we go. And then the 2 honorable mentions. Okay, we got 2 honorable mentions. All right, so here we go. Wolverine Limited Series #1. Signed by Chris Claremont. First solo Wolverine comic. Yoko cameo on last page. Cameo also known as her first appearance. Test me on that. And that's it. There you have it, right? So there's the collection, the collection, Wolverine collection right there. So here's what we're gonna do. Honorable mentions. I'm telling you, this is sick. Because I wanted to include these. All right. The first honorable mention up. We have I don't even know what the book is. Okay. We have a Wolverine The Best There Is #1. Okay. It's a Marvel variant edition. It's a blank cover variant. Okay. I sent it off to Arthur Adams. And he was just supposed to make a remark, okay? And he gave me this one-of-a-kind, badass Wolverine. Now, he may have sketched this for other people, but this one is on this book. This one is mine. It's original. It's a one-of-a-kind. It's awesome. I mean, it's my first sketch. It's my first real art ever. And it forever will stay in the PC. So cool book there as an honorable mention. Plus the custom retired label. Okay, so now the next book. I love this stuff. Okay, people are gonna be like, oh, who cares? I care. Okay, what we have for the next honorable mention. Okay, and I'll explain what the significance is. Stay tuned. All right, don't tune out yet. Marvel Comics presents Wolverine #1. Okay, it's a trade paperback. It's the white trade paperback. It collects the 1 to 10, number 1 to 10 stories of Marvel Presents. Okay, trade paperback. And so there are only two that are graded in the world. Okay, there's only 2 that are graded in the world. And the 2 that are graded in the world are both 9.8s because I put them there. Okay, the first one is a 9.8 signed by Chris Claremont. Okay, I've since sold that one off. Okay, and so I am adamant that this is the only known copy in the world of a Joe Rubinstein, Chris Claremont signed Marvel Comics Presents Wolverine #1 2005 trade paperback honorable mention for my collection. I love it. I love it. Like I said, I love that cover. I thought it was so sick when they put it in white. And I said, you know what? Nobody's ever CGC that. Let me be the first one. Let me get it signed. Let me get on the census. It'll never amount to anything but what I feel and it's worth, but it's awesome. Okay? And it's none other in the world. And it doesn't make it any more significant that there aren't any in the world, but for me, there aren't any others in the world. So that's cool to me, okay? It's cool. I did something. Now someone else can go out and do it. Go ahead, challenge me. Let's go. I would love to play that game. I'm on the census for quite a few, first timers. So anyway, that's it. That's my first ever top 5. I'm definitely going to do a couple more of these. I'm definitely going to pull out the box one day, and we're just going to say, you know what, this is the box of Wolverine. Let's just go through it. And that's pretty much it. So again, like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check me out on Instagram, eBay, and Shortbox. TikTok recently just had a post hit 2.5 million views. Freaking awesome. And that's it. We'll catch you at the very next Wolverine Comic Shop's top 5-10 list. Peace.
Let's go, bub.